think this is not a bad move, though. Because what are you going to do? Just rip out the entire system and start new? I guess you could. But according to Tom Pelissero, after several days of discussion, a lot of deliberation there, man, at the bedside of Monty Miller, right? Is that where this conversation took place? Isn't that the character's name? Is that John Hamm's character's name?
Yeah.
Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy remain open to moving forward together. Mm-hmm. And the sides are expected to open talks today on a new contract to keep him in Dallas. Now, that's basically saying, a lot without nailing it down, saying he's going to be the next head coach. But they're open to staying together, and they're going to start talking. They have till Tuesday. Because after that, then the Cowboys have no more leverage. So we'll find out how badly McCarthy wants to stay. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if his team is kicking tires around the league, saying who would hire Mike. I mean, nobody, I would think, right, anywhere else has indicated this person is definitely getting their job at this point. Correct? You're also going to have to wait to see what Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, and the interesting thing that I've seen is the number of people who have asked for Steve Spagnuolo. That's one way to mess with the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. Is take that guy away or have him spend even a split second.
Distracted by an interview.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, a little bit.
And the Cowboys, as you know, have not made any of those moves. They've sat back. Well, everybody else, I mean, what are the Bears? They put out a list of a baker's dozen number of people that they have gone and talked to. I don't know how many the Jets have talked to. It's got to be at least 24, right?
It's high.
It feels like
the Jets seem like they're ahead of everyone in terms of the number of people.
It makes sense since they were ahead of everyone in terms of firing their coach.
Right.
The reason why I bring all that up is twofold. One, this is exactly what the Cowboys don't want to do. Is that. Oh, God. All right, let's get a list of like 12, 15 people. Jerry's zooming a lot these days. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't think he wants to zoom. I don't think he wants to sit there at the Star and have a whole bunch of people come in when he's got a guy that did win 12 games in 3 seasons back to back to back, and had a bunch of guys play hard for him after Dak went out here. And deep down, he could basically say, if he does have that sense of self-awareness.
Is he self-aware?
He has a lot of fingerprints on this past 7 and 10 season.
You think?
And so McCarthy coached an entire year with his staff, an entire year with no sense of their future. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine what that's like? Just think about it for a second. You're walking around in your town where you've lived for a while. Your spouse is happy there. Maybe your kids are happy there. And every single time you go there, I have no idea if I'm going to have this 5 months from now, 4 months from now, 3 months from now. And then you go to work and you try to compartmentalize that.
Bro, just because you have a contract doesn't mean you have a job.
They never quit. You could say that, right? TJ, they never quit. You never got the sense watching your Cowboys that they stopped playing for this guy.
Most definitely, there were a few games where it seemed like the team quit.
You did really think so?
I mean, just look at
Okay.
I'm not saying they didn't quit on the seat, but yeah, I mean, look.
Okay.
The Detroit game, the New Orleans game. I mean.
Oh, well, but the New Orleans game and the Detroit game were played when Dak was healthy. So, you know. Obviously that was a very disappointing start of the season, and you could maybe lay this on McCarthy, and that maybe I am using the fact that their quarterback got hurt as a way to forget about the first third of the season that caused a lot of people to think this was the end of the McCarthy era for sure. But when things really got particularly troublesome, they perform well. But the reason why I also bring up the list of all the other candidates is that if I'm a McCarthy representative, I'm calling all of those teams saying, if Mike was available, say starting next Tuesday, Would you have him in? Would you be interested? How interested are you? Because that information informs how I talk to Jerry Jones.
Absolutely.
And again, this is just the latest example of if you wanted him and the hay was in the barn, why are we spending days, churning it up? And then we're open to moving together, and now we're going to start signing late, and maybe McCarthy gets more money from you than you were going to give. But it's his money.
It's a very Dallas thing to have.
That's what I'm saying. It just seems like the latest example of just waiting till the last minute. And we tell our kids all the time, don't wait till the last minute when you know you got to do this assignment.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's literally what we say to our kids all the time.
Yeah.
I don't mean to equate an 80-year-old man who's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, to one of my kids, but it is wild that we're in this position, and it's a surprise that an NFL team would operate this way, but not when you're talking about this team.
I don't think we're surprised. Are we surprising?
I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you were saying, like if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it, like Beyonce said. Why are you waiting? It makes no sense, but
because it's the Cowboys way.
The Cowboys way.
But as Stephen A. Smith said on What the Football with Susie and Amy, it's the offense hasn't been their problem. I mean, Kellen Moore had a top 5 rated offense, and this offense, when Dak is working, it's a the offensive problem is a roster problem. Like, who other than CeeDee Lamb can you get? Like, Michael Gallup was the only other threat. Brandon Cooks, when he's healthy, can put a scare in you. The running back situation. We don't even have to go down the whole. Literally, the number of times we've mentioned Derrick Henry here, it's just enough. But it doesn't surprise that they get in this direction. And I know some Cowboys fans would love to see somebody else. Who is it?
Thank you.
Because Belichick's already gone.
Yep.
Deion's not coming.
Pete Carroll.
Okay, really?
Interviewing for the Bears. He's out there.
Or do you just stay put, make one deal, and you're done? You're not zooming with anybody else, and you're certainly not looking for another general manager. We know that.
Trade for Mike Tomlin?
Look, I was completely under the pretense that he would be our coach next year. I didn't see a change happening. I don't see a change happening now. It's going to be the same thing next season.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel.
Well, hello, good people. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me see if I can explain it. The reason why Mike McCarthy's coming back. Let me say hello, Holly Pierce. What's up, Holly? Roland's Review. What's up, Roland? Dem Boys Kicks in the house. What's going on, Dem Boys? No excuses on the cap and so on. Mike Aldana's in the house. Jeff Lee looking for boobies. Always looking for boobies. And let's see, who else is up in here? Fly Eagles Fly. Bladvik? Okay. Dwayne Sweeney's in the house. They want to win. They don't want to win by bringing back Mike McCarthy. I'm going to have my thoughts on this in a couple ways. Derek Young's in the house. Greg Sutton. Jameson. What's going on, everybody? So, Leo's in the house. Not our famous Leo, the Eagle fan. Okay. All right. So let me see if I can put it the right way here. Right now, we got Ohio State up 7-0 with Texas driving right now. And as we speak right now, we've got Jerry Jones sitting there with Micah Parsons. Big play down to the 17-yard line. Texas is driving, trying to tie this score up or take the lead. And we have yet, of course, to see our future quarterback, Manning. So let me see, how can I put it? How can I put it the right way? Well, you see here, the season we had, it's up there. There's Miss Lola. Lola, how are you doing tonight, girl? You're You're hot as hot sauce out there, and we got to be careful with the hot sauce because you can get the hot sauce in your eyes, and if you get the hot sauce in your eyes, that shit will just burn like crazy. I've seen Mark Holmes on a live stream laughing at Philly 500, and he got the hot sauce in his eye, and it was just burning like crazy. But here's the reality with Mike McCarthy. We're trusting the process, and we're looking and we're saying, the problems with the Cowboys, yeah, Mike's an idiot. We understand that. And sometimes he has the brain farts and doesn't understand clock management and things. But here's the reality of it. Mike McCarthy is a great lapdog for us. And, we've had him here for the last 5 years, and he's been a cost-effective player. There's Tay Cowboys. How you doing tonight, Tay? We're happy. We're happy that you're here, Tay. And see, when we look at this season here, we believed in our guys going into to the season. The only problem is we've had so many injuries here. Dak, even though we weren't playing well when Dak was here, we lost him. And the year before, the way he played, he was a runner-up MVP, and if we had gotten production like that from the quarterback, we'd been great. And you look at some of the production of the receivers, we ended up losing Brandon Cooks, and Brandon Cooks, he got the infection in his knee, and so he couldn't be out there, and he literally was our second best weapon on the field, and because our running backs in the first half, I have to be honest with you, we brought back Zeke because we hoped we were going to sell some more jerseys and that he was going to do some eating and things. We had Deuce Vaughn out there because it was a tearjerker of a cry story that his dad works here, his son's here, and those things didn't pan out. We didn't find out that Rico was a decent running back until really the middle of the season when we had Cooper Rush out there, we couldn't pass, and we said, shit, we got to do something different, and we started running the ball a little bit more, and we started being more effective. And I have to say, part of the problem with the slow start for the season, well, I don't want to take blame for this, but there were some people out there that kind of messed up the cap situation for us, and we couldn't get the deal done for CeeDee Lamb until after training camp. And so by the time CeeDee came back in from training camp and got here, Mike McCarthy had been basically using chopped salad for wide receivers without Brandon Cooks, and we were trying to think that Ryan Fennoy was going to be like Dez Bryant and that Jalen Tolbert, that he was ready to go ahead and be an outstanding number two. Well, those things didn't kind of pan out. And, of course, we thought Jake Ferguson was going to take another step and become, like Travis Kelce or like Skittle Kittle. But unfortunately, those things didn't happen, and we feel like we believe in those guys. Had we not had Sam Williams get injured early, and Marshawn Nealon was hurt, and then we lost Micah Parsons after a subpar beginning, and so when you complicate all those things at one time, we believe that next year we won't have all these injuries, and that Mike McCarthy will get us back to the 12-5 that we used to have. And we believe, since he was the fourth lowest paid coach in the NFL, that we can hammer out a deal where he's not going to cost us a lot of money. And understand that Mike McCarthy, I believe Mike McCarthy, when you think about all of the great coaches out there, you had Tom Landry here longer than anybody else. I don't think a lot of people realize that Jason Garrett was here the second longest coach in the Cowboys' history. And then you got Jimmy. And, Mike McCarthy, he's the fourth longest tenured coach on the Dallas Cowboys. And we intend on making him at least the third, maybe the second highest tenured coach on the Cowboys. And so we bring him back. He's already been our lapdog when Dak Prescott said, bring him back and, give him more power. He acquiesced to us, and basically he took the bullet. he literally said, I've had more power and control here, than anywhere. Blame me. And me and Jerry said, oh, man, oh, my goodness, Ohio State. They just scored another touchdown. They're going to be up 14-7, and we're sitting here watching this in AT&T. At least somebody's winning something here. So, we honestly felt for all the fans and the fan base, they deserve to have a winner. And we're not sure when we look at the guys that are out there right now. You think about, will Ben Johnson end up being great, or will Ben Johnson end up being kind of like Robert Saleh? Robert Saleh was a great coordinator, and he went to the Jets. They did all these moves, and we ended up being better than them by sticking with Mike McCarthy. We don't know. Should we go for, one of these high-priced coaches that really just take away our gas money from our yacht and then find out that, well, the dog can't hunt? So, we've all been working on this together collectively, and we want you, the fans, to understand, trust the process. We're going to be good next year, and make sure you buy your season tickets and your jerseys, because it's cost a lot of money to run an NFL organization, and we need your support here to make sure that all these things happen. And that's all I have to say about that. So yeah, that's how we feel, and we feel good about this move. We really feel good. We've lost minutes and minutes of sleep trying to figure this thing out, and we're happy that this is going to get done. And when it's done, then we'll probably go on vacation, and we'll see who actually wants to be here as one of our coaches. And when free agency comes, well, that'll give us some more time to go ahead and, just kind of twiddle our thumbs here, because, we don't get involved in that because, of course, paying great money for average players, even if they can help you win, it's just something that we don't do here with the Dallas Cowboys. So, we appreciate it. We want to thank Miss Lola, who says that I need an exorcism because I've literally turned into Stephen Jones, and people don't seem to like that. But, it's the way it is. Oh, shit.
Oh, I say it again. You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok. This is what he does.
Okay, so I'm sorry. We hear, but that was Stephen Jones. Okay, Stephen, you suck. Well, basically, the Cowboys suck. Here's my you know what? I'll be real with you. We've been bamboozled is right. Dirty Sanchez, did something happen to you, Dirty? Dirty. Is Squirrel Brains the main? You know what? This was crazy that you bring that up, because it's snowy outside. There's snow on the ground, and it's not melting. It snowed on Sunday. We're supposed to get maybe an inch tonight, and I've got to leave in the morning to go back home and bring Mike back down here with me. He's going to be here for a few days and things, and go see my parents. But I backed my truck in, and I shoveled enough that it's just enough space in my truck to fit in there, and can get in and out without a problem. And I backed in there because today was a crazy day. And just like my hair is crazy right now, I washed it, and my hair, when I wash it, it just gets really frizzy. It gets very froey, okay? It's inch. Oh, Lola says inches matter. Ooh.
Oh, shit.
So I backed in, and there's a tree that's got a couple of forks in it that are about yay high. That's right by where my truck is. See, if I'm not careful, I'd back right into the tree and fuck my truck up. But I backed in there, and I sat there because I was tired. And I looked to the left, and there's a squirrel. Little squirrel there. Squirrel's got a nut, and he's just kind of he's chomping on that. And I'm like, how little of that brain must be. Like his head is only like this big. So how you pick out the brain? And what do you use to eat it? I mean, how do you cook squirrel brains? Do you add a lot of filler to make a whole dish out of it? And it's just kind of like this. I mean, it can't be a teaspoonful. The squirrel, Rhonda, help me, Rhonda.
Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night.
But no, seriously, I'm wondering. Because they said, but okay. If you're cooking squirrel, the squirrel, it's smaller than a cat. It's not even as big as a full-size rat. It's definitely not like those New York rats. So, I'm sitting here thinking, even if you cut out the gut, it's like, it's like, wait a minute. You can't have much more than like some beef jerky, right? I'm sitting here. Is that about as big as the squirrel brain is? So how do you cook squirrel brains? I was thinking, do they saute it? Do they put it over rice? Do you do it like an oyster that you just kind of suck it down? I really started thinking about how you eat squirrel brains, and it's a delicacy. Is it like caviar, or you got the little teeny spoons where you, let's have some squirrel brain. And some Grey Poupon. How do you eat squirrel? How is it? And what do you serve with squirrel brains? I'm overthinking it, but seriously. If I ever see Jerry Jones again, I have talked to Jerry Jones a couple times years ago. If I ever see him again, or if somebody said, here's your chance to ask Jerry Jones a question, I'm going to ask him, how did your mom make squirrel brains? Seriously. Slop it up with a biscuit. Jerry brains are smaller, Mark. Gary Brookwater, Casey Addiston, what's going on? Ghostface Gaming. So, I think, here's my thinking on Mike McCarthy coming back. In some regard, I say, by bringing him back, you have not mashed potatoes, green beans, and cornbread. Okay. And a side of, is it a side or is it a main dish? Chuck? Is that a main dish or is that more of just an appetizer? Well, I'm going to find out. Ginger Rogers, what's up, Ginger? Good evening and happy Friday to you. It's, for me, every day's happy that I'm alive. If I can wake up and open up my eyes and get out of bed and got my bride next to me, it's a beautiful day. It's a happy day. I'll deal with all the other shit going on, but at least start good. Google cooking squirrel brains in traditional dishes in some cultures, but it's important to handle them safely to avoid health risks. Here's a basic recipe for cooking squirrel. Yeah, they say that they recommend not eating squirrel brains because they say it causes dementia. That might explain a lot. So, here's my thing. First of all, I wish I were a fly on the wall in Jerry Jones' suite right now with Micah Parsons and hearing what Micah Parsons is saying to Jerry Jones and how responsive Jerry Jones is about this. Okay? It was Micah Parsons after first denigrating Mike McCarthy by saying, Mike McCarthy can find a job anywhere. I'm playing for guys like Zach Martin and so on. Okay. And I don't think he necessarily, people took it because here's what people do. People will take things out of context and try to make it like it's, viral moments. Because there's been several times where I've seen clips and I go, uh-oh, it's over. And then I see the whole thing and it's brought out of context. the famous troll that has a couple hundred videos, Mark Holmes hate videos on there, is forever taking stuff out of context and trying to make it sound like I am just like evil. Bringing back Mike McCarthy says we don't blame Mike McCarthy solely on this season being ass. And my hope, and I can be proven wrong and I'll find out by the end of March, is that they look at it and say the approach that we took last year of fooling everybody at first by saying we're all in and letting our players go, letting go 9 starters. Remember, 9 starters. And for those of you out there who understand football, you know that there's 11 players on each side of the field, offense and defense. That's 22. So you had 45% of the starting guys go. 45%. And your only play was bring in Zeke. And poor Zeke, of course, signed with the Chargers, playoff run. Hey, I'm going to get a chance. And they had some injured guys, but they got better. So he won't be elevated off the practice squad. Logan Motorsport. What's up, Logan? Chuck. Y'all make fun of it, but way back when you didn't have money and no food around, you'd eat what you'd kill, and they probably did what they had to. We ain't going nowhere with McCarthy. Well, I'm going to say, hold up. This is the hope. When back in the summertime, when we let go Dorrance Armstrong, when we let go Dante Fowler, when we let go Stephon Gilmore, when we let go Hankins, right? When we let go Tyron Smith, when we let go Tony Pollard, and we brought back Zeke, and we signed Eric Kendricks, did you look at this roster and say, yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl? No, I mean, seriously. Don't bullshit. Don't have revisionist history. Did you look at that roster and say, this is a Super Bowl team? I said, and let me quote it again, what I said. I said, I think we can be an 11-6 team if we can thread the needle. All is well. What's up? They use Turpin at running back. Why not Vaughn? Don't get it. That's a good question, but I think Turpin is the speed of Turpin is much, much better. His experience is a lot better, and I'm not sure that Deuce Vaughn is really that good. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure that he's really that good. Just because they're similar in size doesn't mean that he's great, and they just didn't use him. When you looked at the roster, honestly, over the summer, I didn't look at this and say, we're going to Super Bowl. I said, if we can thread the needle, and I said, if Overshown can be great, I said, if Diggs can come back and be 100% locked down between him and Deron Bland, that we'll have a good secondary. I said, if Mozzie Smith can become a great defensive tackle, and that Sam Williams can be the Robin for Micah Parsons. And I said, as far as the offense goes, that, this hodgepodge of running backs gives us a decent running game, better than what we had the year before, and that Jake Ferguson takes a step forward, and that Tyler Guyton comes out like Tyler Smith. If all those things happen, I said, with the schedule we had, we might be 11-6. And right off the bat, training camp, we just lost, edge rusher after edge rusher. When you lose 4 edge rushers, and when you decide to sign defensive linemen and players after training camp, when you waited to get CeeDee Lamb, and I still believe that some of the injuries CeeDee Lamb took was because they waited and waited and waited to get him in. So when you do all of these things, you've hamstrung your team. And see, I think, people kept saying, Mike McCarthy's offense is antiquated. Well, the year before, that antiquated offense with average running attack, Dak Prescott was the runner-up MVP. Did that offense he was running all of a sudden get old overnight? Or was it the fact that the Cowboys screwed the pooch and decided to wait till training camp to get CD done after training camp, in which case Brandon Cooks had a problem in training camp, because I remember being there and he left training camp the week I was there to go back to Dallas. So now you got Jalen Tolbert running as the number one wide receiver in training camp. You got the guys as the other receivers. And you got Trey Lance playing all of the preseason games and taking extra reps in practice, so the Joneses can prove that it was a smart move. So by the time the season started, now we got CD in the mix, and everybody's kind of like, you got a rookie tackle, you got a rookie center. You couldn't do all of the things that you'd want to do because you got so many new faces that are out there on offense. And when they finally did start getting a little bit of footing, then you started losing people left and right. Zach Martin wasn't right a quarter of the way of the season and was actually a liability. Tyler Guyton was, and I pray that Tyler Guyton can turn this shit around, but Tyler Guyton, anytime guys, his problem is people coming from the left to the right. From the left to the right. When the guys cross his face, he's holding them every single time. And I think that's because the Cowboys screwed the pooch on him by taking from the right side. When you're on the right side, nobody's going from the left to the right on a regular. They're going from the right to the left. They're trying to cross your face this way, in which case you're used to hitting them with this hand and boom, battling them. Now they're going the other way. He seemed completely lost. And left tackle, that's the most important spot on the offensive line. Mr. Cool, your quarterback is too small. Let's see how long he lasts. Yeah, I would, you know what, if I were Washington, man, I would be praying that he stays upright, because it's something about, and I'm not wishing this, but it's kind of like Cleveland. Cleveland is like Slep Rock for quarterbacks. And I don't know if you guys saw where I think that DeShaun Watson's career is over. 3 months after getting his Achilles reattached and put together, he's ruptured it again. And this after they ended up putting on 2 voidable years on his contract, so that way they can get some cap relief to kind of move on from him. I think he gets cut. His 2025 season, done. He's out. There's no way, after having that Achilles worked on 3 months ago and it's torn again now, he's done for the 25 season. And I'm not the only one that agrees.
It does appear DeShaun Watson blew out his Achilles again.
Sheesh.
3 months after having it surgically repaired, he's blown it out. Ian Rappaport says he could now miss all of 2025. And here's a scoop. Back in late December, the Browns and DeShaun Watson added 2 more voidable years onto a deal that already had 2 voidable years on it to try and extend a cap hit out. And
interesting.
It definitely kept Watson on the team in many ways, shape, or forms, his contract, because if he was just released pre-June 1 designation, it would have triggered a dead cap of $172 million.
Wow.
Obviously, that wasn't going to happen. So Watson knew that, but I guess just to give the team a little bit more flexibility, a team that traded 3 first-round picks for him, he did it. The reason why I bring it up is that means that of the 2 years left on his contract that were guaranteed, money coming to him. There's now 1 year left if he does not play in 2025.
Unbelievable.
And right now, for that contract, he's played just 19 games, 9-10 as a starter. And that's going to be his record going into 2026, it appears, because of the injury to his Achilles. What has happened to this man's career is just absolutely stunning. From off the field to the fact that he cannot stay healthy now on the field.
That's sad.
His tenure as a Cleveland Brown is crippling.
Yeah, he turns 30 in September. He'll be 31 next time he plays football.
Well, that's still young enough for him to stay healthy and have
I know, but when you think about Cam Newton's career ended at that point, pretty much.
No, I understand that, but, we just talked about Matthew Stafford in year 16.
That's true.
You're talking about a bunch of careers that, running backs, that's a death knell. Quarterbacks, he can still come back and still have a career. But in terms of the Cleveland Browns, they must move on. And they are sitting second on the clock. And Watson blowing out his Achilles is 100% a draft
bummer. It's definitely a bummer. And you know what? I'm old enough to remember when people were saying, we should go trade for DeShaun Watson. Y'all remember that? DeShaun Watson can do things that Dak Prescott can't do. And I was like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, one good year. On a 4-12 team. Oh, Jones about to send over a first and third round pick. You know what? After the Trey Lance, that Trey Lance deal is the one. That's the one I can't forgive him about. And watch. Stephen Jones will believe in that guy. Would it surprise anybody if they brought back Trey Lance? I don't think they will, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did. It wouldn't surprise me. I would be like, yep. Because they're going to say, well, we ended up taking a fourth-round pick, and we feel that fourth-round pick, when you get a quarterback of the caliber, the San Francisco 49ers, they took him in the first round, and they traded multiple first-round picks to get him. And we looked at that, and we said, hey, all we got to do is give up a fourth round to get that kind of talent in here. And he's very, very raw right now, but we believe in, 2, 3, maybe 4 years that he might actually be a credible backup, much in the way that Cooper Rush is, but you just got to give him some time, and we haven't given him enough time. 2 seasons on the roster, well, that's just not enough time yet. So we're going to trust the process, because you always want to go ahead and get that quarterback underneath there, and they're great to have, 2 or 3 of them that are really, really good. Jameson Taylor, how are you feeling, brother? Is Jameson in? Good night, guys. Oh, my goodness. How is the new kidney? I always like something new, bro. Shout out to Jameson Taylor. Hope you're feeling well. What do I need to do to make this new kidney not hurt a lot? I'm going to say, Jameson Taylor, on that question, shout out to you. Don't do like I see on Facebook all the time. I see people on Facebook, like today, somebody was looking at their roof trusses, and they're asking, can I take 2 of these out? It's like, if you're asking on Facebook or YouTube somebody how to do it, you're in trouble. Call somebody who knows what they're doing. So Jameson Taylor, you're probably going to have quite a bit of pain, because you think about all of the blood, the arteries and the veins and everything else that had to be hooked up in there and stuff. Take it easy and do what the hell the doctors tell you to do, buddy. Definitely. Take care of that kidney, man, because I know it wasn't easy for you to get them. Glad you are in here, and I hope it doesn't hurt too much. Sending prayers your way. You can't handle the truth, so I'm disappointed with the team I love. To bring back prehistoric McCarthy is a big problem with the dinosaurs play calling. Okay, well, hold on, but now we don't. Chanel, welcome, Chanel. I've never seen you in before. Welcome to the channel. We don't know if what the plan is. What we do know is, here's my thought, is Cowboy fans checked out after the Green Bay game. And when Jerry started the whole thing and got us all excited again, with the, we're going, we're going all in. We're going all in. And then backtracked. That kept a lot of Cowboy fans, including myself, looking side-eye. Yeah, more bullshit. I think people are finally not believing the same bullshit, where we're going to do the same shit. I honestly think that the Cowboys have to make a big move. If the Cowboys were to go ahead and listen to Micah Parsons that is out there talking, it's halftime right now. I'm sure he's talking quite a bit. If they were to listen to Micah Parsons and let's say they went out and got Tyreek Hill, let's say they went out and got Myles Garrett, two guys that he's been pounding the table for, would you be excited about next year? Would you turn around and say, would you turn around and go,
oh shit, 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 oh shit.
You probably would be like, oh my God, we're actually really doing something. You get excited. You would get excited. Because then you'd say, okay, we got Mike Zimmer, if we get Mike Zimmer coming back. We got Mike Zimmer coming back. Micah Parsons, even though he was injured, still had a dozen sacks. And now we got Myles Garrett out there to help. Oh, my God. You would feel like, okay. Or if you did go out and get Tyreek Hill. And it's funny to be how people say, oh, well, you can't get Tyreek Hill because then you'll piss off CeeDee Lamb. I'm betting that if the Cowboys were to get Tyreek Hill, that CeeDee Lamb would be happy as shit because he wouldn't be getting double covered most of the time anymore. Because, see, that's how it works. That's how it works. Because I'm betting that CD is like, I got my contract. I got my money. I'd like to try and make my career last as long as possible. And me touching the ball 15 times a game is not the way to have longevity in this game. Me running the football, 3 or 4 times a game, it's not going to prolong my career. I'd really like to have somebody else take some of the pressure off. And winning trumps all. He ain't getting mad no more. Triple Aces, what's going on? Jerry got Garrett, and it's all good. Right, that's what I'm saying. Fans, you would be happy as shit because then we can finally say the Cowboys did something in free agency, and it wasn't, bottom basement bitches stuff. That this would be a primo move that says we're actually trying to do something other than sell season tickets. Did I hear what Tyreek Hill said? No, actually, I did not. All is well. Tyreek Hill. Let me look. What did he say today? Did he say he wants to come to Dallas? The thing I loved that Micah Parsons said was, and he's 100% right, all money ain't good money. Drew Rowanhouse implies Dolphins hit Tyreek Hill's broken wrist for weeks. Video caught the moment Jalen Waddle asked if Tyreek Hill was quitting. So you're going to have to tell me what he said because I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing 5 potential landing spots. Of course, I can guarantee you. One of them, of course, will be the Cowboys because they always think, the Cowboys are always the landing spot, even though they don't land anybody. Baltimore Ravens, L.A. Chargers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Washington Commanders, Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, I'm surprised they didn't say for clicks and shits and giggles the Dallas Cowboys. David Wiley. What's up, Mark? Am I going to be at the Man Cave? I'm going to be at the Man Cave tomorrow for a couple of hours and then coming back. My wife is helping to take care of her father, who's getting a little bit older up in there and is recovering and stuff. So we're pretty much having to be here. So I won't be. Cowboys are number one landing spot. In the journalist minds, of course, always the Cowboys we're always listed as a landing spot. The Cowboys are interested in, and we're not interested in shit. Alan Williams, I like the idea of getting Tyreek Hill. Yeah, you're right about that. They don't want to be stuck with it, but that's one of those ones that they'll probably have to eat some of it. It's kind of like the Cleveland Browns with DeShaun Watson, but they owe him like $170 million. You're talking about Abdul Carter, who happens to be number 11 at Penn State too. That would be them boys, we cheap as hell. You're right about that. Tyreek Hill, baby. Yeah. Do I think that that'll happen? Probably not. Gary Brookwalter says Jerry Jones is going to show up this year. You watch. Well, I'm going to say the things that actually give me hope that actually happens is Stephen Jones. Say what you will about Catboy. What are you talking about me here? Wait, what are you saying about me there, Mark? I don't lie to you. I never lie to you. When I tell you things are going to be hard for us in the offseason signing people, that's just a fact. The salary cap is a real thing, and we work hard, doing our due diligence to get these things done, and it takes a lot of time. When you're talking about a contract like CeeDee Lamb or Dak Prescott, it's not easy to fuck them things up, and we need extra time to make sure we fuck them up totally. The thing about Stephen Jones is he doesn't lie to you. And when he said that this year it's going to be tough to rein in Jerry, it's going to be tough to rein in Jerry. That I was like, okay, so you're telling me there's a chance. Mark, if you keep sounding like him, you're going to eventually start looking like him. Oh, no. Oh, God. That means all my hair's got to turn silver. I would, what? I wouldn't mind having his money. Nicely saying, shut up, Steven. Oh, man. Lola. Seriously? I thought I was pretty good with the I thought I had it down pat. I thought I was doing it pretty good. On guys, see you, James Taylor. Sleep well, buddy. Sleep well. Okay. Everybody's mad at me. Okay, I'll try not to do Stephen Jones. Picked off Texas. Uh-oh.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
What's going on in Connecticut? Mark, saw your pick of you. Oh, yeah, that was probably about 97. So that was a good 30 years ago, maybe. I'm too good. Oh, shit. So what I need to do is just put a blank screen up there and do it. And it's like, he's got Stephen Jones on there. Okay. I'll try not to do it anymore tonight. But I have hope. That may be dashed in 2 months. But I have hope. And the fact that the Cowboys were kind of put on blast to get this thing done with Mike McCarthy shows at least a little sense of urgency. Maybe they were forced because, Mike McCarthy had options that they didn't think he was going to have. Whatever it is, I hope that with Dak Prescott's planning on talking to Jerry and saying, bro, we need to do some shit. We know Micah is right now talking about that shit. Oh, we need the chicken. Forgot about the chicken. Chicks dig the chicken. I don't know why. Tracy absolutely positively hates it. Every time I squeeze it, she's like, "Stop with the damn chicken." It's like, then she gives me a look. Just look. I'm afraid when I go home and come back tomorrow, I'll come back and the chicken will be gutted, and I'll squeeze it and it won't chime anymore. So, playoffs start tomorrow. How y'all feeling about the Eagles versus Green Bay? I can't root for the Eagles. I can't root for the Eagles. I don't want to root for the Green Bay Packers, but I can't root for the Eagles. So what's the guy to do? Take it with you. Yeah, I'm taking the chicken because I'm afraid Tracy's going to hurt it for the cheeseheads. I would love for Green Bay to upset Philly, so that way we could joke them all off season, say you were the number 2 seed and you lost to the Green Bay Packers, just like we did. Wouldn't that be nice? Hurts is playing, but hasn't played for weeks. Wouldn't that be nice? And the Commanders, with the left hand up, I can't. I got to root for Tampa Bay on that one. Tampa Bay, the NFC East killers, except for the Cowboys. If the Commanders were to win, they're already coming at me. So at least we got those games on Sunday. Sunday night football, Tampa Bay and Washington. Green Bay and Eagles, 4:30 on Sunday. Tomorrow night, Texans, Chargers. Zeke Elliott will not be elevated off the practice squad. And C.J. Stroud, who was saying that he was a top 5 quarterback in the offseason, seems to have lost his mojo. We have the Ravens and the Steelers, and I think, I think the Steelers are not going to win that one. I think the Ravens are going to mollywop them. Regardless of what you do, definitely go to BetUS. That's right, BetUS, and get your betting on using the promo code YouTube150. That's right, YouTube150. So you can get matching bets on your first, second, and third deposits of up to $2,000. And you can be betting with house money. And had Leo Bridgewater, good old Leo, listen to me, and ended up playing with the house money, just betting on his Eagles, he would have made a lot of money. So remember, bet responsibly and bet with BetUS. Did you smash the like button? Dustin Bosley, how you doing? It's been a while. Hope everything's been good, man. Hope you're having a great year so far. I got my family. I got my health. I don't have playoffs. I don't have playoffs. It's cold as shit. We've had 6 inches of snow on the ground since Sunday. It's beginning to snow a little bit right now for the next couple hours. But other than that, I got Jerry and Stephen Jones that are idiots. I got Mike McCarthy coming back. And that's about it. Hubby and you are living the good life. Shout out to you. And somebody was asking me, because I was telling him, some things that were going on and all that. He's like, man, that's terrible. Are you kidding me? I said, I could have been in North Carolina with the hurricanes when they came through. I said, or I could be out in California and my house is burned down and I don't know where I'm going to go. So it's like, I'm good. Momo, Mark, answer what question? And I tell you what, Momo, watch your tone in here, bro. Momo, you be careful, man. Watch your tone, man. Don't come at me all hard. Cause I got shit on you. I got shit on you, Momo. So be very, very careful. So what was the question, Momo? I'm still looking for the question there, bro. I hate it when, you get Eagle fans in here and Commander fans. Answer the question. It's like, don't bark at me, motherfucker. What the fuck's wrong with you? Is Jerry the coach? Of course he is. You act like that's news. Of course Jerry is. Jerry has 2 suites. He's got his main suite for entertaining. Then he has his GM suite. And his GM suite, they have phone lines that go down the field. So, yeah. He interferes a lot. A lot, okay? Aisha Robinson in the house. What's up, Aisha? Momo, what I want, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter what I want. I have no control or say over what the Dallas Cowboys will do. Okay? If it was up to me, there's a lot of moves I would have made. I would have signed Bobby Wagner 4 years ago. I would have brought in Calais Campbell after he left and was a free agent from Arizona. There's a lot of things that I would do differently than what Jerry Jones is doing. Now, what I will hope is, or at least I will say this much, at least having the same program, because as bad as you guys say that Mike McCarthy is a coach, I do know. It's gone bye-bye, Aisha. As bad as people say Mike McCarthy coached this year, I know that last year, the year before, that Dak Prescott was a runner-up MVP. That the offense, even without a lot of elite parts, was humming. I know if they can get the offensive line in better shape, get another weapon to go with CeeDee Lamb in a running game, and Dak Prescott being back, my offense will be pretty good. If we end up bringing back Mike Zimmer, and we can add a few more pieces and not lose Osa and Goldston, and we can get a great edge rusher, if we could get a guy like Abdul Carter to go and add to this defense, if you can hold on to Jordan Lewis, and you get some of the guys back healthy, like Sam Williams, this defense can be pretty good. Peace out, Ginger Rogers. Appreciate you being here, Ginger. And so I have hope that we can be better than what we were with Mike McCarthy. Now, Dan Quinn this year snuck up on people. Momo. What's always funny to me is how after a couple of games or season, people think they've arrived. In fact, I tell you what. I'm going to tell you a little story here, okay? I think I'm going to say 2 years ago, okay? This is with YouTube. And this is where people find out that it doesn't last per se. But at some point in your YouTube career, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, for no rhyme or reason, your numbers are going to go crazy. I had this month about 2 years ago where it was just like, but it was in the off season even, that my numbers were killing it. I was just like blowing everybody away. And it was just like, oh my God. Oh my God. I am YouTube royalty. Everything I'm touching now, I'm up there. I've made it because my numbers went from here just like that. And I'm like, my God, this is what it's like. I'm going to be a YouTube star. And what happened was, they went back down to about where they were. And I was like, the fuck happened? You think that you've arrived. And I've seen some people that have gone kind of, viral. That I can say, there's one that's DoorDash, who was a DoorDasher who started doing videos on being monetized. And every video she does basically is, she's happy. Oh, YouTube paid me this, that, okay, right? And at first it went boom, chakalaka. And then it's going downhill because all she has is how much she got paid. At some point, people are checking in because it's like, oh, wow, maybe that can happen to me and things like that. After a while, when you start going to say, oh, I'm going to Disneyland. Oh, I'm getting my manicure. Oh, man, is a piece of cake really $40? And it's kind of like, then you're starting to get people like, oh, okay. So you're bragging about all this money you have. But what happens is you think you're there and you get brought back down to earth. And Commander fans, I'm going to point back to the Giants just a couple years ago. Giants ended up winning a playoff game, getting in the playoffs. Daniel Jones, man. Oh, we got Danny Dimes now. Oh, we don't need Saquon. Oh, no. But they went straight down the toilet. I can say DeShaun Watson. Oh, my God. Cleveland said, man, we got ourselves a quarterback that's good. And that turned to shit. So the thing about the NFL, not for long, is a real thing. This year was great. Jaden Daniels snuck up on people. But I can tell you what's going to happen is defensive coordinators are going to be watching all the film. They're going to pick his game apart. They're going to find his weaknesses. And they're going to be coming after him. And it won't be a secret. They'll know what they're looking at. So, with that being said, we've been here for an hour tonight, and we got Texas is on the move. First down on the 45-yard line, down 14-7. Momo, Dak has been pretty consistent across the board, with the exception of being injured those 2 seasons. Dak has never been a one-year wonder. You can look right now and say, C.J. Stroud, he's not the same quarterback he was last year after 1 year. So the question is, was C.J. Stroud, is that the real C.J. Stroud we saw last year? Or is the C.J. Stroud we see now the real C.J. Stroud? I don't know. But I've seen an RG3 who was Rookie of the Year, could never capture that after that. So that's all I'm saying, Momo. We'll see if you have staying power. And that's what she said. As always, good people, it's time to turn out the lights because this party is over. Peace out.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing.